Hello everyone, it's Lottie from Cancer is a Lifestyle. So guess where I went today? Someone told me about this little gem of a little thrift store inside our local senior center in town. So I ran out there because they were telling me that they are pretty well known for a lot of crafty items that they're selling really cheap. So I ran over there today right after work. I made it just before they closed, and the lady was kind enough to let me, take a look around and all. But I am going to be going back just to kind of take a really good look around in a couple of days. But they had so much stuff. Now, this is not all like brand new things. These are mostly scraps and like, thrift store kind of thing. A lot of the yarn didn't have labels, and a lot of it was old, but they were selling it for like a quarter or 50 cents. So I bought these four, and I paid $1.50 for all of these. And I am working on a project like, okay, this, some of the red, heart, and navy that I'm always looking for. These, and then the Karen in the gold. Can you see that? Yeah. So, and they charged me like $1.50 for all four, so I can finish my project. So I said, man, I need to come back here. The only downfall is that they don't use credit cards, or because it is a nonprofit, and it costs them too much money, to get. So it's got to be cash or check if you are. But yeah, I'm so excited. I can't wait to go and kind of dig. They did have like a whole basket of like royal scraps, and I wanted that scraps. I almost picked up that whole basket and said, how much for the whole thing? But I am going to go back in a day or two and take a really good look around, and I'm so excited because I love scraps. But anyway, let's get on with movie and stitch, the letter T. So today's movie is actually a documentary that I watch. I love documentaries, and I watch. There's no one type of documentary that I watch. I've watched the Planet one even. I will watch animals, anything. I love watching documentaries. And this one is actually called Tread, T-R-E-A-D, and it is an hour and 28 minutes long. That's not very long at all for a documentary. Usually they can go longer. It came out in 2019, and this documentary reconstructs the physical moments that drove a man on a rampage to destroy a small town with a bulldozer he fortified in secret. Now, I'm going to tell you, I do not know how to rate this movie, this documentary, because I am still like, what just happened? Like, this is a perfect documentary for Jane, for her, what in tarnation. It is like, I don't even know what to think about it. But it starts off where they're talking about this really nice guy, believe it or not, who lives in this small town, where everyone literally does know each other. And it is just a small, population. They're out in the boonies, and they all known each other for forever, all of them. Everybody knows everybody. They all go to the same store. They all go to the same church. They all go hang out in the same places. And it's this little bitty town. And this man is really loved by all. They love this guy, and he is friends with the whole town. He does a lot of outdoorsy things, like snowmobiling or in hiking and hunting and all. And there's always a group of people that go out with him because they enjoy his company so much. He's a really nice guy. But he's also a business owner, and he's a great welder. And what happens is his shop is like right in the middle of basically, I don't want to say nowhere, but it doesn't have a sewer. It doesn't have like a lot of the city hookups that that the ones around him do, because he just happens to be kind of like right in the middle, and all of them are, you know, the sewer and the city hookups are around him. So he's trying to get this city hookup, you know, to the sewer. I believe it was the sewer. And like any small town, you know, they all know each other. They're all the, you know, and he's having a lot of red tape with this thing. Like, he's just having a lot of red tape. And he gets into it with a lot of with a couple, I think like one or two families that are very prominent in town, because, you know, in these small towns, they have that, right? These, you know, and he gets into it, and then he goes to court, and you know, like anything, you know, as you listen to the story, you hear both sides, and you kind of are on both sides, because this is how conflict happens. You know, you got two nice people who have a conflict and who can't resolve this conflict. And with every time they have a confrontation over this conflict, they get angrier and angrier, and things are said, and pretty soon they become really bitter about it. So this man, after and they're going to court, and they're going to like, and he's just being denied left and right, and you know, and he's suing them, and you know, it's just like getting out of hand, where you know, you kind of forget, even like in the middle of this, as it's going back and forth, I was like, what is this about again? You know, you lose track of what the arguing is about, because you both get hot. So he basically loses it, this nice guy that everybody likes, over this issue, which escalates like a molehill into a mountain, and he loses it, and he kind of gets this bulldozer that he has, this old-fashioned bulldozer, and he puts it in his garage, and he starts turning it into this monstrous tank, and he's welding in there, but nobody in town knows what he's doing. And this goes on for like over a year, where, you know, he's just, so you got to understand how much is like building up this anger in him over this town, because he gets this plan that he is going to destroy this town, destroy that, you know, anything to do that those families that they own, those two families, you know. So he builds this monstrous, huge tank. He welds all these metal pieces around the bulldozer, to where, and then he climbs in where you can't even see him. Like, he like barricades himself inside. There is no opening. He like welds everything shut, because he plans to actually later kill himself in the middle of it. And he's going down through the town. First he goes to the first guy's house, you know, business. He knocks it down, you know, and then he's knocking down other parts of the business. Then he's going, and he's just going like down the road and just knocking down everybody's stuff. It's like, what in tarnation are you watching? Like, the guy just loses it. And here's all the sheriffs, and everybody's trying to stop this huge tank, and they can't. They just can't, because whatever manpower that is, like, they're trying to, you know, to slow him down, is just bouncing off this tank. There's not even an opening, like, for someone to, like, you know, like, to even, like, they get a sniper to, like, get a good shot of him. But he gets on top of the tank, and he can't even, like, find an opening, because the guy just has some, like, little breathing tubes. He did like this. I mean, he did this for a year and a half. He constructed this huge thing. And he's on a mission, you know, and he's going through town, and they're all like this hordes of people. And you see this because it's filmed, and you'll see the original film as he's going through, knocking down, you know, the library, the electric company, the town hall, I mean, he's like, it's crazy. And they're all like walking beside him with shotguns and all. Then they're like trying to call, you know, hey, they get the SWAT team from the other town, and then, you know, they get they're calling in the Air National Guard. They're calling in the Army the Army National Guard to come in and stop this tank because he can't. No one can stop him. And then finally, he gets stuck. You know, he knocks down a house, one of the buildings. I forget, this was one of the, I don't know if it was one of the guy's business, and he didn't account for the fact that there was a basement to this house, to this building, and he gets stuck like half in there, and he can't get out, and he ends up shooting himself. And even then, they can't get inside the tank to get him out. They had to bring in, like, I mean, like, special units to, like, I mean, like, come with, and, like, you know, with, and, like, crack open this thing, like, with, like, you know, with, I mean, with blowtorches on. I mean, seriously, it's, like, amazing to watch, like, how this one guy, in this little town, became national news. Oh, sorry, I haven't even turned this off. And I mean, it's like amazing. And what was so sad to me is, here's this guy that was so loved and was such a nice guy, and you know, issues, you start fighting with one another, and pretty soon you don't even know what you're fighting about, and it escalates to the point where, you know, you're losing it, and you do destruction. And at the end, they said that this was the most trending story, except for the very next day, Ronald Reagan died, and that took over the news, and they forgot all about this guy. But anyway, if you want to, I mean, it's just unbelievable story. It's just unbelievable to me. And and he also recorded himself, like he's making a diary of what he's doing, and he is like justified. He feels justified that in his actions, that he's just gonna, you know, hey, they're gonna quit messing with him, you know. And that kind of makes you kind of think sometimes how, you know, a lot of these people that go and start shooting up places, you know, like they lost it, you know. So it was really interesting to watch. Like, I'm still like, what? I mean, it's not funny, but it, you know, I mean, crazy stuff. So, but it is kind of sad to me that here's this really nice man that everyone loved so much, and then for him to go out and leave this kind of a legacy behind is crazy, you know. And that's what he's going to be known for in that town now. Not for being a great guy who everybody loved, but for someone that lost it and, you know, terrorized the whole, you know, destroyed everything in this town. You know, that's just horrible. But anyway, I did get a lot done. If you can see, here's my little stitch marker right here. I did get a lot done. As you can see, it's starting to get colorful again. I had to roll it up because it is getting really long, you guys. In fact, let me get the stitch marker and move it up. And I don't like working on the mat when it gets this big, because then it's just so hard to, you know, it keeps sliding off my lap, and you know, if I can't leave it, like let it out, unroll it, because the girls will go to town. Boy, they will never let me work on it. Here, let me move this up. Oh my goodness, I can't even put this stitch marker in. But I'll show you the full length of it. It is getting long, and so I'll be glad to finish it, because once it gets to the point where I have to roll it up, it's really uncomfortable for me to work with it. It's not, you know, keeps sliding off. Oh, I can't get this here. Get out of here. Come on now, folks. So let me show you, because I still have my hook in here. I just finished. But it's pretty long. I mean, it's past half, you know. So it's getting. I can't even finish. Yeah. So it's getting there, you know. So yeah, now I have to roll it up, and maybe by this next movie, I have no idea what I'm going to watch for you. You know, now we're getting through the to the little more difficult letters that you don't really see too much. Like, what are we going to do for X, guys? I mean, what the what are we going to watch for X? But anyway, you guys, if you can, it is on Netflix if you want to watch this Tread, this documentary. I've watched many documentaries on many, many subjects. I really like watching. I've never watched anything like this. Never. I don't even know what to think of it. I feel just sad for how everything turned. But it's actually the way of life for many people, where things can get so out of control that you even forget what it is that you're arguing about. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.